Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on what's today's day? 29th of April. Dang, it's almost the end of April already. 29th of April, 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on AEW Dynamite. And I feel like this is a better show than we've gotten over the last couple of weeks of Dynamite for sure. I feel like the last couple of weeks of Dynamite have been okay shows at best. They had some good, cool things, but nothing great. But I did like a number of the matches tonight on this show, so I felt like this was a better show than we have been getting, I guess you could say, throughout the month of April. And we do have to note, which we'll talk about a little later, they did officially announce that next week's show, which Dave Meltzer reported a few days ago, is going to be live next week. And that show should be live from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. But before we get going, let's see who is here with us in the live chat. We do have Ahsoka Skywalker, Kristen McNutt, Derek Bocek, Baby Girl 7128230. We also got Sinclair Saturday, Broken King Slender, Lucian Hicks, and so many more of you to talk about tonight's AEW Dynamite. Also, let me know if you guys did get a notification, because some people have been telling me over the last week that when we go live, they don't actually get a notification. So I'm just double checking to see if you guys got a notification or if you just knew, hey, 10, 15 minutes after Dynamite's over, they're going to be live. So let me just know, just trying to gauge the audience and whatnot. We got getting more of you jumping in here, and let's jump right into this as we kicked off the show with a TNT Championship Tournament semifinal match. It was Cody versus Darby Allin, and I really, really liked this match. I thought this match was really fun. These guys had a hell of a match. This took nearly 30 minutes of the show, and the good thing about it was it didn't feel that long. It did not feel almost 30 minutes long, so that's really, really good. Also, I don't want to say this, but for the amount of people that were at ringside, the crowd noise seemed louder than it should have. Maybe it's just me overthinking things, because it seemed like there was like maybe 10 people around the ringside area, if that. But it sounded like a lot more. I could be wrong. I could be way wrong on that. So the story of this match was Allin working over Cody's left knee that he injured early. They began with some chain wrestling, and Allin targeted the knee with some kicks. Also, early on in this match, which I didn't even know this, Jericho threw out a Cody fact that in high school wrestling, he actually has a victory over one Austin Watson. Now, if you heard that and go, who's Austin Watson? Austin Watson is Austin Creed, also known as Xavier Woods. That's something I actually didn't know. So that's pretty cool. So they brawled on the outside, where Allin dodged a charge from Cody. Cody accidentally took out Brandy at one point when Darby Allin ran at Cody. Cody sidestepped, and Darby Allin squashed Brandy against a barricade. Cody briefly got the upper hand until Darby Allin went back to the knee. Back in the ring, Allin used a heel hook and a knee bar and an Indian deathlock variation. As Cody rolled outside to collect himself, Britt Baker apparently hit him with a shoe from the audience. After commercial break, Cody made a comeback. He landed a lariat, an X-Plex, and a disaster kick. Darby Allin cut Cody off and hit a crossroads for a near fall. Allin used a figure four, and Brandy returned with a bottle of water. Cody took a swig of the water, and Allin connected with a forearm, and Cody spit in his face. Allin then went for a second rope coffin drop, and Cody caught him coming off with a crossroads. Darby Allin kicked out, though. Cody then went to the top for a coffin drop of his own, but Darby Allin got the knees up. Then in a great finishing sequence, the finish saw Darby Allin go to the top for a coffin drop. He lands the coffin drop and goes for the pin on Cody, hooks the leg, but as he's hooking the leg, Cody pops his shoulder, cradle backslide, whatever you want to call it, Darby Allin. 1, 2, 3, bada boom. Cody actually picks up the victory, but in the moment, Darby Allin thinks he's the one getting the pin because he's got the leg hooked. He's up on Cody. Doesn't realize that Cody's got him kind of like this. Cody's shoulder is up. Great finish there. Darby Allin looked good even in defeat. Darby Allin wasn't, I guess you can say, beat clean in the middle. They had to do some chicanery, some tomfoolery to get him beat and still have him looking good. So I really did like the finish here because you know that these people, this company loves Darby Allin. And even though Darby had to lose for the bigger picture storyline, he still had a great match and didn't come off as just some loser that got beat. Some guy that, yeah, he made it to the semifinals, but Cody was better. Cody whipped his ass and beat him. So I did like that. We then got a personality profile on Scorpio Sky. Sky said Kazarian and Daniels had been looking for a third man to join SCU. They picked him, and he was still kind of iffy on it when it first started because, well, Kazarian and Daniels have been teaming together forever. He said, though, when the fans really recepted him and accepted him as part of this trio is when on BTE they started doing the worst town gimmick. So then we got a MJF injury update. Give me 1 second. Let me look something up really quick, guys. Give me 2 seconds to look at something. I just got a message. May have some news here. If this is accurate, give me 1 more second, guys, just to respond to this and see if I get a response back. I don't think I'm going to get a response back in time. Okay. If I do get a response, I'll let you guys know what's going on, but it might not be anything at the moment. So, as I stated, we got an MJF injury update from his Rat's Mansion in Massapequa, New York. He said he's made a miraculous recover from his life-threatening hangnail, and he's got the strongest nail in the world or something like that. But then he revealed he's wearing a neck brace because he was shaving and nicked his neck. So he's still hurt. He's still injured. So then we got Wardlow versus Musa, however you say it. Wardlow won pretty quick with his airplane spin, F10, whatever you want to call it. We then got an episode of The Bubbly Bunch. They spoofed the stunt performer video that went viral this week. They also featured a ton of celebrities, which is really cool. We got Kevin Smith, Lou Ferrigno, Jericho's dad, Ted Irvine, Virgil, and even Vicky Guerrero. Chris McNutt, thank you for the Super Chat donation. Then got a tag team match. It was the Best Friends taking on the team of Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian in a no disqualification, no count-out match. This match was pretty fun. It was all chaos, basically. This match was a lot of chaos and a lot of just, guys getting beat down. Trent and Sabian hit the ropes early on. Havoc threw a chair at Cassidy's head and took him out. Cassidy then went backstage. Havoc superplexed Taylor on a pile of chairs on the floor. Trent speared Havoc on the floor. Havoc used a ladder and hit a slingshot on Trent into the ladder. The ladder didn't appear to be a gimmicked ladder, and it didn't break until late in the match. Trent and Taylor threw chairs at Havoc's head and did the hug spot. Havoc pulled Trent out of the ring off the top rope onto a ladder. Taylor hit a pile driver on Sabian onto a pile of chairs. Taylor went for a cover, but Penelope Ford that is, pulled him off. Remember, no disqualification she can get involved in. It doesn't matter. Orange Cassidy ran back out and topped Havoc for sending Taylor through a ladder. Ford accidentally hit a knee strike and a spear to Sabian as she tried to hit Orange Cassidy. Cassidy then hit a dive off the post onto both Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian. The finish saw Chuck Taylor hit I guess you could say, a good-looking awful waffle on Jimmy Havoc onto a pile of chairs for the victory. Bada boom, best friends pick up the win. We then got a pretty interesting Britt Baker role model video package. It was a behind-the-scenes video on how she puts the stuff together. This video featured former TNA star Rebel. You may say, hey, I've seen her on NXT before. Yes, she did wrestle a tag team match in March of 2019 on NXT. She played a AEW makeup artist. Britt Baker kept calling her Reba, and she says, no, my name's Rebel. I thought that was pretty funny. Baker said, not everyone can be a role model. People who wear glasses can't unless they are doctors. It was like, hey, fuck you. I wear glasses. She said, fat people can't be role models. You got to suck it in when you take photos. She said, people with snaggle teeth can't be role models. And Baker used a photo of Tony Schiavone to illustrate these points. I thought this was kind of funny. Could have been better, but I thought it was pretty funny. We then got a Shawn Spears, I guess you could say squash match. He took on Baron Black. Almost like Baron Blade. Sounds like a fucking 2K name. Spears basically won the squash with a sharpshooter. Early in the match, Spears hit a vertical suplex and a C4. And also tried to twerk. Ugh. Taz then broke down Lance Archer's blackout in a video. We then got Mr. Brody Lee against Marco Stunt. And this was brilliant, actually. Marco Stunt against these big guys like Mr. Brody Lee, like a Lance Archer. Cool. Makes these guys look great. More dominating than you would even assume. Lee hit a big boot, series of throws, and then pinned Marco with a sit-out powerbomb. John Moxley then cut an excellent promo from the desert. He said he's thankful for a lot of things. He's thankful that the fans still allow him to do what he loves to do, even though they have to stay at home. He said he's also thankful for Jack Daniels, his wife, because she puts up with staying home with him, and as well as steel chairs. He said DDTs are always better on a steel chair than not. He said they didn't teach Jake Hager that in Oklahoma. He said that he'll be back swearing and bleeding in front of a crowd again soon, and we'll be all together very soon. Moxley then said that Dynamite will be live next week. He said he's throwing some Metallica CDs in his truck and driving east. He knows he has a target on his back as the champion with Double or Nothing coming up. Moxley ended the promo by telling us to support local businesses by ordering takeout and, most importantly, not forgetting to call our grandmothers. So this confirms that next week Dynamite will be live, and they have to start building for Double or Nothing because we only know of one match for the Double or Nothing show so far, and it's the finals of the TNT Championship Tournament. Other than that, we don't know of the world title match. We don't know of the women's championship match, which we haven't seen Nyla Rose in God knows forever. We don't know the tag team title match because, well, yeah, we've seen Kenny, but we haven't seen Hangman. So we'll see. We'll get some stuff. We then got some matches announced for next week. John Moxley will take on Frankie Kazarian. MJF is advertised to be on the show. Also, it was announced that Kenny Omega will be teaming with Matt Hardy, or Damascus, whatever he wants to be called, against Les Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, in a no-holds-barred, anything-goes street fight. So that should be very interesting. And then we move on to our main event. We had Lance Archer versus Dustin Rhodes in a TNT Championship Tournament semifinal match. And this was another brilliant match. Yes, Dustin got offense, but didn't get a lot of offense. They gave, to be honest, even though the match was shorter, Colt Cabana more offense against Archer. But this made you fear for Cody at Double or Nothing. And that was the plan. That Lance Archer comes out of this looking so scary that you're like, holy fuck, Cody better not even show up. Cody's going to get murdered. So they picked up in this last segment, and they had to throw to 2 commercial breaks because this was actually kind of long, but it wasn't too long. Like, if it would have went any longer, I think this match was the perfect length. Maybe they could have cut 5 minutes from it, but I think, to be honest, this match was almost like the perfect length for what they needed to do. So Archer sent Rhodes rolling to the outside with some punches early. Archer grabbed a chair from under the ring. Rhodes grabbed the chair away. Archer kicked the chair into Rhodes' face. Rhodes bladed and began to bleed. Archer continued to work on the cut after a commercial break. The idea was to let the bleed provide drama and tell the story of Archer just beating Dustin's ass. And they did that, but they didn't do it in a way where it's like he needs to just be gushing blood right away. They let the cut slowly open and just more and more blood slowly cover the face of Dustin throughout this match. And I loved the way that happened. So Rhodes fired up at one point and hit a series of strikes. He hit a last shot in the corner, which was not worthy of a DQ. Dustin missed a knee drop, and Archer used a chin lock before another break. Rhodes hit a destroyer, and they traded shots. Rhodes ducked 2 lariats and hit his own lariat. Archer ducked a bulldog, and Rhodes hit him with a power slam. Rhodes went for 10 punches in the corner, and he hit 5 punches before Archer cut him off. Rhodes then hit the crossroads, and Archer kicked out at 1. Rhodes then came off the top with a choke slam into a choke slam by Archer for a 2. Archer then walked to the ropes and hit a moonsault for a near fall. Nuts looking spot. Like this big 7-footer almost. Moonsaulting the way he did. Holy shit. Archer then went for the blackout, but Rhodes blocked it. Archer hit a choke slam and got a 2 off of it. Rhodes used the black slide and got a quick 2. Archer exposed the turnbuckle and rammed Dustin face first into he started bleeding more. QT Marshall then ran down. Remember, Brandy's at ringside, not really knowing what to do with Dustin just bleeding everywhere. Well, I wouldn't say everywhere. QT Marshall ran down with a towel. Jericho kept yelling, throwing the towel. You're doing more damage to Dustin than you need to. He said if you're a real friend, you would throw in the towel, stop this match. Cody would then run out and tried to stop it. Well, stop Dustin and talk some sense into Dustin. People in the crowd started yelling, throw in the towel. Cody asked Dustin if he wanted him to throw in the towel, and Dustin said no. Archer then pulled Rhodes back into the center of the ring, hit him with the EBD claw, and pinned him to win the match. So the first official match has been made for Double or Nothing on May 23rd, as we will be seeing Cody taking on Lance Archer with the TNT Championship on the line. We will crown the first ever TNT champion. And bada boom, there we go. We'll see what happens at Double or Nothing. As of right now, we don't know any other matches. Can't even really predict any other matches for Double or Nothing. Not sure exactly what the plan is going forward. Again, haven't seen the tag team champions. Like, we've seen Kenny, but we haven't seen Hangman. Haven't seen Nyla Rose for a while. Don't know what Moxley's going to be doing. Moxley will be on the show next week. So, hey, should be interesting. Next week's show only gives them, so if we look at the calendar here, we got 3 more Dynamites before Double or Nothing. So we've got 3 weeks to build up this pay-per-view. And we've only got 1 match announced. And I don't know how long they're going to want to go with it being an empty arena show. But maybe it goes 3 hours and we get 6 matches, 5 matches. We'll see. We'll see. But with that, let's see if we have any text messages here before we do wrap things up. Remember, guys, if you want to send in your thoughts, you can do so by texting into 510-906-1341, or you can submit a super chat donation to make sure your comment in the chat does get read. As while I'm reading all my notes and stuff talking about the show, it's hard for me to keep track of the chat. The person here says, who do you see being the first TNT champ and their first feud being with? So I can't predict who the first feud's going to be with, but I think you put that title on Cody. I can for sure see it going to Lance Archer. I can see it going either way, but I would put the title on Cody. Just saying. The person says, is it true that WWE is trying to run an arena crowd on July 31st? I have no clue. I haven't heard anything to confirm that, and the person that tweeted it out has not really been that credible as of late. So I would take it as a rumor and not a report right now. Hence why I have not reported or even talked about it. So, just saying. That's why I haven't brought it up. The whole WWE may be going back live with a crowd in July. I haven't heard anything. The person that tweeted that out has kind of been a little not credible recently, so take it how you want. Also, another question says, is there any truth to the rumors of Sami Zayn wanting out of WWE? Again, I haven't heard that either. I don't know where that came from because I haven't even seen anybody tweet about that, so we'll see how it goes. But with that, I want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight to talk about AEW Dynamite. I thought the show was actually really good. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I thought this was the best show we've had so far in the month of April. Actually, this is the end of April, so it's the best show of the month of April. And with that, you can follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. Search for us on Instagram, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Follow us on Facebook, Pro Wrestling ULTD. And also, follow me on Twitter at TimmyBuddy. And follow us on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch at least. Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. Young Tev says, how come AEW gets away with doing live shows? Well, WWE can be live if they want as well. And so what AEW's doing as far as their live shows, Young Tev's question here, he says, how can AEW get away with doing live shows? Easily. It's fine. No one said they can't be live. I mean, yes, the difference of taped and live is you can tape a month and then let people go home. And what AEW is going to do is next week is going to be live. Then they're going to tape the following week's show. So here's what's going to happen. Next week's show on the 6th is going to be live. They're going to film 2 episodes. The 13th will be pre-taped. Then they're going to be live again on the 20th. And I would assume live again on the 23rd for Double or Nothing. Now you ask, how can they get away with being live? Easily. No one said they can't be live. I mean, WWE's ran live shows over the last couple of weeks. So, I don't know. Kristen, not sure. I got some work to do tonight. So, not sure if I'm going to have time to do a Twitch stream. But I will let you guys know either right here on the PW Unlimited community page or on my Twitter at TimmyBuddy. Plus, if you want to know when I'm live on Twitch, just go to twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. Hit that follow button and you will get a notification every time I do go live. So with that, have a great night, guys, and we'll see you next time.